think 52.
52, okay.
All right. But it was enough to drill the first well. And we drilled the first well. A lot of job to be done because we had no equipment. But we had one barge and transformed the barge in a tender and put a pump into my tanks and so on and so on. And then we knew that the depth of the oil formation was within the capacity of the rig, small rig. And we hit the oil at the 1050 feet and completed the well and produced 160 barrels with 39 API, very good oil. And according to the geological survey, we enlarged the area, producing area of the field in 25 square kilometers. And we drilled there 135 wells.
Huh.
Yeah. And like I told you, and then I almost stood in the area because no one has experience about this. And after the third or fourth well, they sent me back into the States. It was in 52, at the end of 52. And I came here to train in platform here in the Gulf Coast. And I spent here about 6 months. Even training in the shipyards of the Barretto, the Ray McDermott. I used to visit all the people and talk to them and so on. And when I back,
you went out to the platforms in the Gulf? Did you visit the platforms in the Gulf?
I used Houston was my base because I came with my wife. My wife stayed here, and I used to go gaff and take the boat to the rig, spend 14 days or so, and then come back and stay 14 days here. We spent about 6 months. That was enough to know very well the conditions. And when I back to Brazil, I try strongly to put the governor to decide to go because at the time, before Petrobras, was the Conselho de Petróleo, and they had some very small capacity, financial capacity, and I tried to push until I got the idea to increase the geophysical survey. And they start to make geophysical survey in Alagoas, state of Bahia, because the problem is we have 8,500 kilometers of the coast. And in a platform, I mean in the continental shelves, up to 35 meters, we had almost 400,000 square kilometers with favorable for petroleum. And they have what they call high favorable, 117,000. Oh boy, these are almost 20 times all the land area produced in Brazil. So I showed the importance to go to the water. Let's drill water. Let's spend one well to see what happened. But again, we had no equipment. And then we contract the Vinegar Home from offshore.
Yeah.
From she had the Vinegar Home, then they had the Scorpion, if I'm not sure. But Vinegar Home was able to go, and so we took Vinegar Home. And the third well we drilled in the state of Sergipe, and they got a well. So we start to our life in offshore. But before this, the only place where we had water was in Don Juan. And in Don Juan was my, I would say, total development of my capacity in offshore was done in Don Juan, training and building and trying. But we deal with them, and we
you were telling me a story about this rig and moving the rig
right.
in the Don Juan field.
Yeah, that's right. And then we decided, because we, like I said, we drill well, 4 days we drill well, and spend 4 or 5 days to move to the other well. And we had to have some problem of corrosion, and as Maracaibo has the same temperature as water as Bahia, and I went there to see some corrosion problem. And then got it there, I saw a big barge, think it was shell barge, was coming from outside, and I visited them, and they told me, no, we moved the rig completely. I'm see, but I want to know how do you do to put the rig on the platform? And he described that fill up the ballast with water, and the boat go down and go under, and then empty the ballast, and I come back to Bahia immediately, because in Bahia I had almost 2 meters of tide. So I said,
They
I
didn't
don't
have
need
that in Maracaibo, did they?
Maracaibo 56 centimeters. So I said, I think I can have that. I do the same thing here without any big barge.
Yeah.
So I took 2 barges, 60 tons each one, and the rig was not so big. And we prepared substructure to have the barge, put a template, same template on the top of the platform, with same template in the bottom of the barge, and we moved the template from one to the other. So can you settle exactly on order, clamp it, and drill it, and move it at that time, in 4 days, we transform in 8 hours. And with 8 hours, we start to drill another well. 8 hours more, maybe 1 day, maximum 1 day, we'll be ready to run casing, surface pipe. And then in 3 more days, I finished the well completely. It was very fast. The result was fantastic. And the Don Juan field producing up to 1972. And it produced a total of 68 million barrels.